3 months ago we started the Molly Toff adventures, but I never got around to finishing them. Last time we claimed the Rosewood Firestation as a home and burnt the shit out of a massive horde in a field. Today we continue her story, and if you'd like to see more of Molly, if we can get 100 likes in the first 24 hours, I'll start editing the next episode immediately. Day 4. Hopefully now with the majority of Rosewood cleared out, we should be able to loot the place much easier, and I'm hoping to hit 4 spots in one. One being the petrol station so I can top up with plenty of fuel, the supermarket for food, hopefully before the fresh stuff starts to rot, the bookstore so we can learn some new shit, and finally, the bar, because it's fucking awesome. Gratefully no hordes have wandered in overnight, although a mysterious broken window has appeared out the front. Alright, I'll have to sort that out when we come back. I'll need some wood. Yeah, I'm sure that's nothing to worry about. Nothing urgent nor life-threatening, time to crack on with our shopping spree. I decide my first stop should be the petrol station as it's the furthest spot away, and work our way back in. And even though there isn't a lot of zombies around here, there is still a lot more than I was expecting. I park the pickup up shoddily, then it's time to start battering the undead. But admittedly my recording is slightly fucked and there's next to no game audio, so you're gonna have to put up with me making the smashing sounds. Everyone gather around please, everyone gather around. Boost! Ah, ooh. Molly is a little bit panicked right now, which is understandable, given the situation that is in front of her. Splat! Boom. It does take a little while, but eventually the final zombie does fall. Molly can then fill up the pickup, as well as the 2 empty gas canisters we found previously. Then, like a good citizen, I attempt to pay for my petrol, but it's fair to say the staff are a little bit bitey. One of which is backpacking a shotty. Once they've all been bludgeoned to death with my fire axe, I start looting the corpses, getting an extra duffel bag, a hunting knife, a spiked baseball bat, and let's not forget the earlier mentioned shotgun. I then have to fight off another mini horde, which isn't fantastic as I'm a little on the heavy side. Christ's sake, why do shotguns and baseball bats weigh so much? I also decide I need this chest freezer because, well, it's awesome. I can then spend the next 10 minutes looting the entirety of the shop, even if it's 90% chocolate and crisps. But hey, what can I say? Molly's got a sweet tooth. But by the time everything is safely loaded into the back of the pickup, we're starting to get rather sleepy, so I decide it'd be best to have a nap in the apartment above the shop. But before we have chance to, disaster strikes. Oh no! Right, it's okay. We didn't take damage. Then we took damage. Ah, fuck it, it is but a scratch. And a scratch has literally never killed anyone, especially in the zombie apocalypse where medical care is completely free. But taking care of this single zombie proves to be a bit of a problem, seeing as I'm bleeding, heavily encumbered and bloody shattered. I then rip up the dead guy's sweaty socks to use as a makeshift bandage, seeing as I'm incompetent and didn't bother bringing any proper medical supplies. What a moron. I'm sure I'll learn from my mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, it's time for a bloody nap. I can honestly say I hate this restless sleeper trait. Someone please remind me to never do that again. We hit the hay and wake up just shy of day 5, so less of a nap and more like a bloody coma. But after making and eating a stale jam sandwich from the apartment cupboards, I'm gratefully able to get back to sleep, waking up this time on day 5, although at 3 o'clock in the morning. But my impatient ass can't be bothered to wait for sunlight, so decide to make a move with a gun case I found in one of the cupboards. Although after storing the case in the pickup, I see through the error of my ways and head back to bed for the 3rd time in 12 hours. Restless sleeper is a pain in the arse. Thankfully I found sleeping pills in one of the cupboards. Then after awaking at a much more respectable 7 o'clock, it's time to crack on. Ah, there you go, 7 o'clock, perfect. Oh god, I don't quite know how, but the scuffle doesn't result in Molly taking any more damage. Oh my god, how did I not take damage there? What the hell are you doing in here, you bellend? With my life having flashed right before my eyes, it's time to crack on. I guess we hit the bar next. I think the bar's the next one. The bar was certainly the closest stop, however the population is a little higher than I was expecting. So with the pickup parked safely out of the way, I come up with a cunning plan. Firstly, I act like a shepherd and herd the Zeds. Well, it is in my DNA after all. Then once all of their attention is on me, I slowly back up towards the rich people houses. Hey, it's only fair, they fucked the economy, it's time to fuck up their house prices. Hop the fence, and then they should all try to work their way around, right? Then knowing the hordes will attempt to follow me around the fence, I backtrack around the back of the house and hop back over the same fence, back towards the bar. But after all that running about and climbing fences, Molly is a little exerted, and there are a few more stragglers about, so I decide to take refuge in the bail bond place to help me recover my stamina. Things start off pretty well as I find a fridge full of fresh food, so time for a little munch. But there are now zombies banging at the door, and needing to handle things quietly, I do the only thing I can. By sticking a pair of scissors using a hand torch in the microwave and turning it on to maximum. Her name is Molotov, of course her weapon of choice is fire. Although in hindsight that might not have been the smartest thing, as I now have fire behind me and zombies in front, and no way of escaping through the middle. So I exit through the front window and it was just the one zombie. So a complete over-exaggeration on my behalf. 2 more locals block my entrance into the bar but are easily dealt with, and I'm forced through the front window as the door is locked. I then proceed to stuff every single drop of alcohol that'll fit right into my duffel bag. But there's still plenty to take, so I have to deposit it all in the back of my pickup. Okay, that has got quite bad. Can the car set on fire? Am I being daft by trying to continue here? Most likely, but that's never stopped you in the past. Also, the car is actually rather full. Unfortunately, I can't just escape as a few Zeds have wandered through the flames and are now obstructing my way to the driver's side door. Well, if it's not the result of my own actions. It would be a bit daft, would it, if Molotov wasn't setting things on fire? Thing is, that car might not start first thing, so I need to make sure there's no zombies chasing me. So I proceed to do a rather large loop around the bail bonds place, and surprisingly that puts enough space between me and them, but disaster is never that far behind. Oh no, the car! Is the car on fire? Oh no! What have I done? Livestream chat assures me the car can't burn, but more importantly, there's still booze in that bar and the flames are getting too close for my liking. I tried to fight through, but I'm well too heavy and the fear of a burn puts me off. So I go for another loop around the bail bonds place just as the building gets fully engulfed with flames. And thankfully the fire has spread past the car, so at least I can get the hell out of here. I guess we'll have to come back later and just hope the fire doesn't take too many precious resources. I get back to the fire station, storing the pickup inside and celebrating with a cheeky lunchtime beer. Good old drink to Molly. Hashtag not an ad, but if Pepsi want to send me a lifetime supply of Pepsi Max, I'll probably drink it dry in a year. I then spend the rest of the day sorting my inventory, making sure to store all of my booze in a single cupboard like a good alcoholic. I also found a good spot to store my new chest freezer, and by the time that's all completed, Molly is knackered, so we head to bed, waking up on day 6, but barely. So I make sure to pop some more sleeping pills, because surely there's no chance of me getting addicted. But when I awake, it's still too early to do anything productive, so I sit in front of the TV waiting for Life and Living to start while reading Mechanics Volume 1. Then after a morning cigarette, for breakfast I enjoy a burrito from the petrol station I looted 2 days ago, where I sat in the back of a pickup for a day and a half, baking in that Kentucky sun. Yummy. Then it's back on my looting spree, which I started and wanted to get finished 2 days ago. How time flies when you're fighting for your life. This time my first stop is the bookstore, and after fighting off a small gathering that's been attracted by my engine noises, I take literally every scrap of paper from the bookstore. Like, I'm not even gonna bother checking what I've got double of. I just want everything and hoard it like I'm a greedy fat dragon sitting on a throne of books. Wait. Well, that's shit. How about I add an additional stop to my looting spree? The Rosewood doctor's surgery, for example. Ah, yes, sitting on a throne of prescription painkillers is much more like it. After emptying another building entirely of its supplies, my pockets and pickup are once again full, so once again head back to base. I guess that's why people usually take only what they need. By the time I get back, it's a little on the late side, so I'm back to organising my loot, and typically my bookshelves simply aren't big enough for my encyclopedia of doublers. I then cook up some fresh sausage for myself before hearing noises coming from downstairs. And you wouldn't believe it, some fuckers come through my broken window. Cheeky bastard. I don't want to get blood all over my house. Boys, you've got to get permission before you come through anything. Otherwise, a red-headed Welshman/woman with a fire fetish will bludgeon you to death with a fire axe. I then spend the night reading the rest of Mechanics Volume 1 while being soothed and illuminated by 90s static television. What a wonderful ambiance. Although admittedly I don't quite finish the book on account of me being a slow reader, but I'm just grateful to get to bed at a normal time. Waking up on day 7, and just in time for the Life and Living cooking show. Gotta enjoy the little things, guys. While watching, I also read a few more chapters of Mechanics Volume 1 before having ice cream for breakfast and heading out. Hopefully now I can finally get to the bloody supermarket. And I absolutely can, although sadly all the fresh food is now stale. Ah, it's stale. Ah, I got you too late. Well, it's a good thing there's plenty of kidney beans and dried ramen on the shelves. Probably should have searched the place. Oh god, Jesus Christ. Obviously I need to be careful for the occasional dead guy. Then with my pocket stuffed tighter than a sheep's arsehole, I better unload into my pickup. Way too many innuendos. But that's when I notice another Zed who throws itself through the window directly at me, and before I can finish it off, see? Oh, no. I've dropped my axe. Shit. I can finish it off with my hunting knife, and gratefully the injury wasn't a bite, but it being on my foot means I'm now severely limited with my movement. Although rather recklessly, I still complete the loot run before heading back to base in the late afternoon. And thankfully, when I wake up on day 8, the limp has gone away and I'm ready to crack on. And seeing as we've now survived a week and a lot of our basic needs are sorted, for day 8, I decide we need to reward ourselves with a little fun by breaking into the local bank and burning the bastard to the ground with the most deadly weapon known to man, a microwave oven. Down with capitalism. Burn the bank down. Alright, calm down, Jeremy Corbyn. Did I think this through? I'm on the 2nd floor. Almost certainly not, let's be honest, thinking isn't your strong suit. Probably not, maybe we should move. Unfortunately, however, the microwave doesn't get the job done, and there's no vault to break into, so I drop a molly I crafted from the bourbon I looted from the bar. Unfortunately, the flames didn't exactly last very long. The whole down with, like, capitalism thing didn't go too well, did it? Goddamn banking system and the vigorous health and safety policies. My disappointment is immeasurable. Probably doesn't help this currently wetter than a Welsh summer. Rule 1 of Arson Club, don't like the fire in the rain. So I spend the rest of the day chilling in front of a black screen, seeing as the TV stations are no longer transmitting, and I'm yet to find any videos. The thunderstorm continues into day 9, so I commit to reading all of the books I've collected so far. So much so I neglect every other feeling and physical state. This goes on for days, just reading book after book. We even missed our first helicopter event. Eventually all of my crafting skills have multipliers, so I'd say my reading days are over. Then on day 16 we can finally get back out into the real world. Having learnt many new things, Molly is ready to make the apocalypse her bitch. Although I do hear noises coming from downstairs and a zombie has entered through my broken window, which yes, I still haven't fixed. I try to move the corpse outside as I don't want it stinking up the home, but a small horde spots me dumping the corpse and really disagrees with that kind of action. So in the early hours of the morning, while it's pissing down and before I've even had breakfast, I'm forced into dealing with these lot. Luckily the crowbar is a brilliant weapon, but let me know which you think is better in the comment section, axe or crowbar. The fight drags over the half-hour mark, but every zombie I kill another joins the chase. So I retreat into the police compound to try and make as much noise as possible to draw the hordes in so I can then trick them and retreat back to the safety of my fire station. Ignoring the window, that still hasn't been fixed of course. The hordes pile through the smashed window of the police station, and I head to loop around the back and jump over the fence, but there's still zombies everywhere. I'm desperately trying to fight, but I'm exerted and my hunger is building. At this point the hordes have exited the police compound in pursuit of me, so I climb back over the fence to sit in a puddle to hopefully recover some stamina. Once I've caught my breath, the hordes catch up to me again, so I climb over the fence for what feels like the millionth time, but unfortunately my exertion comes back with a vengeance. And with the hordes everywhere, I feel there's only one option to continue. To repeat the actions of day 3 and use the campfire to burn everything to the ground. But I'm a fool and haven't got any fucking kindling to light it with. So I head to the middle of the field, hopefully out of earshot from the hordes, and bat the 3 zombies. And with them dead, I can rip up all of their clothes for kindling, and to make things even better, the rain has finally stopped. I get the campfire lit just as the first zombie approaches me, and then it starts fucking raining again. Are you pissing kidding me? Thankfully I still have a pistol in my hip holster. I let off a shot to attract everything nearby. Now it's just a case of patience and perseverance. Every time a new Zed joins the chase, I loop around the campfire and set the bastards alight once more, while also unloading my pistol to attract as many as humanly possible. The fight continues for hours, but eventually the undead stop coming and the rain can douse the burning fields. But to think this entire fight only started because I was dropping off a body, and I couldn't retreat because my base wasn't safe enough. I'm gonna have to fix this. So I board up the broken window, then rip up all the clothes of the corpses in the vicinity. Then I chop down every single tree in the back garden, because it's time to build a wall, baby. Although that's tomorrow's job. Right now I've got to rest as the restless sleeper trait strikes once again. Waking up bright and early on day 17. I start the day by clearing up some stragglers that have wandered through during the night, and refusing to lose the day to the fog, start construction on my new wall. Using the pickup to collect the materials, my plan is to build a wall across here and here, leaving plenty of room out the back for a potential farm. Although as you might expect, this takes fucking forever. But at least the sun burns through the fog in the afternoon, which allows me to be able to see shit. Very handy while collecting supplies. Unfortunately, however, my building project is forcefully put on hold when my last axe breaks, and I'm not even close to having enough wood. Fuck!